Joining us now to review some of the headlines of today's newspapers from around the world is Arise News analyst Emmanuel Efeni, the great Malabite.
Good morning, Ruben.
Good morning.
Good morning, Rufai.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, Victoria.
Tundu, MQ, Abiola.
Good morning, babe.
Good morning. Yes.
Did you all plan it with this lilac all of you are wearing this morning?
Well,
I know, right?
You know, telepathy.
Look at it, yes.
Yeah, they're all wearing lilac.
Telepathy works well when there is affection.
It does indeed.
Good morning, viewers. Now, let's start the review with this day, Nigeria's newspaper of records. The lead story of the paper this day: PDP crisis worsens as court restrains Secondus from parading as chairman. We'll come back to that story, but let's look at the story above the masthead. This day launches WhatsApp edition with free delivery to 73 million MTN subscribers. In the first instance, the target is to deliver digital this day to 150 million Nigerians at home and in the diaspora. And of course, we're not restricting to just WhatsApp. It will be delivered on FaceTime, texting, that's, excuse me, MMS, as well as all other digital platforms. Of course, this was announced yesterday by the chairman of this day Arise Media Group, Prince Nduka Obaegbena. Well, for those who are thinking, what will happen to the hard copy of this day? Well, we'll continue to print the hard copy of this day for those who want to keep it for historical purposes. But beyond the news that is delivered every day, there's also the digital archiving that will be available to our subscribers globally. So this day, moving to the next level, because it has always been part of the vision of the newspaper that was redefined in the year 2000 to deliver news through all media, print, electronic, and telephony. Now we're at the telephony level. And of course, not just news, but also market intelligence, real market intelligence you get from the group, as well as analysis of the highest quality. So I'm sure Ruben will have something to say about that in a short while. But let's just look at the other political story, how other newspapers are reporting the PDP crisis. Yes, for this day, PDP crisis worsened as court restrains Secondus from parading himself as chairman. It is disheartening that the interim order of court used in removing the former Chief Justice of Nigeria, CJN, Justice Walter Onoge, unilaterally in January 2019, for which the PDP vehemently condemned, is resurrecting again from Port Harcourt. That's Secondus speaking. What's happening in Port Harcourt and the judiciary? Now, other newspapers are also reporting this story. PDP crisis deepens, the leadership newspaper. PDP crisis deepens as court sacks Secondus as national chairman. Interim order restrains him from parading himself as party member. Party bigger than individuals, desperados. I am ready to defend myself, Secondus. The News Direct newspaper is also reporting this story. Controversy, PDP crisis, controversies trail court verdict over Secondus' removal as national chairman. Now, you expect that with few months to the convention, which the stakeholders agreed on, the matter will have been settled for the convention to decide on whether Secondus should continue as chairman or not. But as the PDP has a way of shooting itself in the foot. Here again, this crisis continued to fester. And the Daily Sun also has that story, the Daily Sun newspaper. More trouble for Secondus. Court restrains him from parading as PDP national chairman. Let's look at other stories. The Guardian newspaper. $1 billion operational cost push private jet owners into bankruptcy. Only 46 private jets are active. Others scramble for survival. Over 45 aircraft inactive. 30 in customs duty default. Owners boycott aviation rules to operate foreign registered jets locally. NCAA's new regulations will close gap, tackle illegal operations. DG says, well, if you feel you should have a private jet, then you should be able to run the cost. Now, the National Economy newspaper also looking at the aviation sector. $1 billion foreign airlines revenue trapped in Nigeria, 19 others. Forex scarcity affects repatriation of $143.8 million from Nigeria. Hike in airfares for tourists imminent. The Business Day newspaper. OPE's $2 billion valuation equals 33% of Nigeria's biggest banks. Yes, the new $2 billion, that's 822 billion market valuation of OPE, the Chinese-backed Africa-focused digital bank, makes it equivalent to a third of the 2.4 trillion market capitalization of Nigeria's top 5 banks. Now, the Punch newspaper, Petroleum Industry Act loopholes. 36 states set up 6-member panel, plan amendments. Committee members, Delta, Osun, Imo, Plateau, Borno, Jigawa, finance commissioners, state governments to forward proposed amendments to PIA implementation committee. You will ask, did the governors make input to the bill? Was their input ignored? But the way to go, if you are not satisfied, is to move for amendments, and they have set the machinery in motion. Now, the Daily Independent newspaper, Tambuwal advises Buhari against grazing reserve, asks him to resuscitate them only where people are interested. Says Nigeria needs a nationalist, not a tribalist, as leader in 2023. I don't know who he's referring to, but that is his prescription. But Tambuwal sounded presidential in recommending that the president should not consider grazing routes as he's planning to do, or grazing reserve, whatever name you want to call it for now. Now, let's just quickly look at the foreign newspapers. The Guardian newspaper of UK, race to complete Kabul airlift amid Taliban threat. Warnings that staying past deadline next week will cross a red line. Yes, that's the Taliban warning. Now, the British ambassador to Afghanistan, Sir Laurie Bristol, saying that trying to hold Kabul's airport after deadline will be fraught with risk. And this has put him at odds with the British Prime Minister Boris Johnson, who want an extension in order to ensure that they move all the Afghan citizens who want to leave and the British citizens who are still in Afghanistan. But that in itself is a matter of contention right now. But of course, the Washington Post is reporting that Biden squeezed on airlift deadline. A number of Western leaders want an extension in order to complete the airlift, but President Biden is saying, well, they may have to look at it. But some decisions, top decisions there to make with the Taliban breathing down the neck of those being evacuated. Ruben Rufai and Tundu, I hope there is still some time.
They can really want whatever they want, which is what I was saying yesterday. It's up to the Taliban at this point, and they might not play ball. It's unlikely that they will. And now ISIS has entered the whole melee and has attacked people. They've killed one soldier so far, and goodness knows how many will be next in terms of casualties. The chaos is just really undescribable, and the betrayal of so many people who actually risk their lives to help them. They are going to die, quite frankly, if they do not get out of Kabul. If they don't get out of Afghanistan, they are dead, quite frankly. And we're talking about at least 100,000 people. If we look at the 20,000 or so interpreters that helped the NATO forces and their families, so if each family has 4 or 5 members, we're looking at quite a huge number of people that need to be evacuated before August 31st. And this whole idea of trying to impose economic sanctions and trying to play hardball with Taliban, I don't think is advisable, because we all know that the Taliban really do not care. So I think what they need to do now is really ramp up the evacuation efforts. That's the only hope that I can see. Because come August 31st, I really fear that that's it.
Well, Manuel, finished so many subjects to talk about, but we have run out of time. So thank you very much. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow.